Cheapest flight ever. Just call us or click on the description below. Cheap flights. Airline companies, additionally referred to as no-frills or reduced fares. Airline companies are airlines that give least expensive. The inexpensive airlines must not be perplexed with normal airline companies that supplying seasonal affordable fares. Unlike the normal airline. History of cheap flights. Airline companies. Affordable trip airlines were started in 1971 by an American Airlines called Southwest Airlines. It spread to Europe and the airline companies are quickly acquiring route amongst lots of travelers. In 1994, 3 million vacationers chose to utilize the cheap flights, and also the statistics skies rocketed in the next year. 1995 saw over 17.5 million vacationers relocate from the routine airline companies to the low-fare flights airline companies in a proposal to obtain the most. This pattern has remained to identify the airline company market. Numerous mainstream airlines have either shifted to the cheap price trips organization or have actually opened franchises to catch this expanding need. Case in point is British Airways that founded their cheap flights airline company subsidiary called Go. KLM likewise started a franchise for low-fare trips called Buzz. Nonetheless, Buzz was bought by Ryanair and Pass EasyJet after the previous owning airline companies tape-recorded losses from these cheap flight subsidiaries. Today, EasyJet as well as Ryanair are one of the most successful low-prices flights firms operating in Europe. With the economic recession and the tough appeal the airline companies industry, analysts predict that the trend on cheap fare flights will continue to grow into the future. They predict that low prices trips will certainly likewise take the lengthy distant paths which are presently predominated by the large. How the cheap flights handle their costs. The cheap flights airlines are able to have the most inexpensive trips for different reasons. These airline companies will primarily land on airports that are smaller sized as well as have less expensive costs for landing as well as car park. Considering that they usually have the most affordable flights, the flights are mostly full as well as they minimize on their loading as well as unloading time at flight terminals. Just how to get the most affordable flights for your traveling. Despite the cheap flights airline companies, you can manage your travel to time the most affordable offers as well as the scheduling weigh-in breakthrough. At the very least 2 weeks prior to your traveling will most of the times reduce on your price charges. Airlines will generally enhance on their fares as the date of traveling nears. Because there are no middlemen with these airline companies, all you need to do is most likely to the airline company's internet site and publication for the air ticket and pay through bank card. You can additionally publication and also pay by calling their phone call centers. The most affordable trips are normally on weekdays between Monday as well as Thursday. Weekend prices are usually higher as the demand is also high. You need to additionally attempt and also reserve the extremely early morning and late in the night trips as these flights have much less need and for that reason lower fares. When scheduling and also contrasting costs, you ought to keep in mind the taxes imposed on the tickets. Some cheap flights airline companies will have the prices suggested comprehensive of tax obligations while others leave out tax obligations. Cheap flights airlines, likewise referred to as no-fuss or low-fares airlines, are airlines that provide most affordable flights travel rates by selling most of their on-board services such as freight. The reduced-cost airlines ought to not be puzzled with routine airlines that giving seasonal affordable prices. Unlike the regular airlines, these airlines continuously give such low fares as well as keeping their prices low. Economical trip airlines were started in 1971 by an American airline companies called Southwest Airlines. 1995 saw over 17.5 million travelers relocate from the routine airlines to the low-fare trips airlines in a bid to get the most affordable trips. Cheapest flight ever. Just call us or click on the description below.